Here I am in Trujillo. It's the final chapter of my fantastic trip in Peru. Everything's been great, except for maybe that gondola ride. My knees are still a little bit weak from that. But I'm convinced that I'm gonna find the lost secret here in Trujillo. We can finally fill up that box. Let's go. All right, here I am in my final chapter of Peru. I'm here in Trujillo, and thanks to the powers of social media and the internet, I know that the pride and joy of South American barbecue is here. He's here right now, so we're gonna hang out. What up, Frankie?
¿Cómo estás?
¿Todo bon? ¿Todo bien? Sí.
You're here in Peru. I can't believe this.
I can't believe that you're here.
Coincidence?
Perhaps.
I love the same box. This is fucking crazy.
What's in your caja?
You wanna see?
Yeah, secrets?
Secrets of Peru. You also have that?
Claro.
You wanna show it?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go there for a minute. Okay. Hey, how'd you, right?
I just got back from the pool. I had a really nice chat with Laucha. You know, it's amazing that he's here also. What's even crazier is that he is also going through Peru, and he's also trying to discover the secret that makes Peruvian food the best in the world. He's having the same problems I'm having. We're both traveling to places, we're both picking up little bits of information to help us complete this picture. But I really feel like today is the day. Trujillo is gonna help me find the lost secret. So I'm here on the bus. I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I know that I'm going to an ancient temple. And I always associate ancient temples with secrets, which is my real primary objective here in Peru. But I want to introduce you to my guide, Carmen. She knows what's going on. Carmen, where are we going?
Hi, Frankie. Well, now we are going to see an important road that we call the Moche Road. Now we go to see the ceremonial temples of the moon and the sun. And then we will continue to see Chan Chan, that is a UNESCO site and is considered like the biggest Madrid city in the pre-Columbian times in America.
This sounds fantastic. Let's do it.
Well, now we are in this magnificent place. This is the Temple of the Moon and the Sun. Right now we are walking directly to the entrance of Temple of the Moon, where we are going to see original colors, reliefs.
Like paintings?
Yes,
okay.
Originals. And also we will identify the places where our ancestors, the Moches, a very ancient society who developed this area 2,000 years ago, used to sacrifice people.
Wow, why did they sacrifice people?
During the rains. You hear about the Niño phenomenon?
Yeah, of course, El Niño.
Yeah, it's very ancient.
Okay.
And this phenomenon used to affect all this area. And Moches sacrificed boys to stop.
All right, pretty crazy.
Okay.
Can't wait to go inside.
So here we are in the sacrificial place. We are very sure that here in the Temple of the Moon used to happen sacrificial rituals, no? Okay. Here you have the area, and here in this panel we can see how Moches during terrible heavy rains used to sacrifice just boys.
Oh.
Between 12 until 16 years old.
I'm out of the woods.
What happened in the ritual? Moches, when it was raining a lot, they organized a ritual battle, body to body. But the goal was not to hurt the opponent, was to catch him.
Okay.
So if I got your headdress, you can be my prisoner.
I got it. It's like touch football.
Exactly. So at the end, you had two groups, the losers and the winners.
And the losers, maybe they get sacrificed?
Yes.
All of them or just some?
All of them. They has been taken and naked in this procession, and this was the place where these boys has been culminated.
Okay, like my hair is standing up. I'm really happy that I'm here 2,000 years later and that I'm past the age of 12 to 16. Although I'll always be a little boy at heart. Carmen, before you were telling me that every 100 years or so they'd fill in the temple with mud and then build a new one on top. Am I looking at layers of different temples now?
Yeah, exactly, Frankie. Here we are in front of the main facade of the entrance of Temple of the Moon. When the monks used one temple for about 100 years, they assumed that that temple became to be older.
Okay.
So what they did do, they filled this with millions of mud bricks, creating a new surface and to make a new one. So in other words, the Temple of the Moon, it is a result of 5 successive entombments built one on the top of the other. We know that the Temple of the Moon used to be a ceremonial construction, so just for rituals and for funeral activities. What about Temple of the Sun? We don't know nothing.
We don't know.
Many speculations. Maybe it used to be a political or maybe administrative center. Who knows?
Okay.
We expect to resolve this big question in the next years.
5 years, 10 years?
I don't know.
I want to know when I'm
But you
filming
have to come
part
back.
2.
But you have to come back.
I will come back.
You have to come back.
Let's see more.
Now we are in Chan Chan, Frankie, and it's extraordinary how even the kind this is well preserved. This is another concentration of millions and millions of mauve mud bricks. Today we are going to talk about the Chimu civilization, the last one, before to be conquered by Incas first and later by Spaniards. This is a palace that today we call Nican Palace, and this is one of the 9 palaces that we have to discover. So Chan Chan is the capital of this important empire. And Chan Chan also it is important because here we discover how the royalty class used to live 1,000 years ago.
So every time you uncover something, you discover more about this culture, which wasn't able to write things down on paper. So the archaeology is telling the story more and more.
Exactly.
Is that it?
Exactly.
I love it.
The Chimus stay here because they found this area water from underground, spring water. This palace, for example, has 3. 2 smaller for domestic activities, and this is the biggest one for ceremonial activities. And it's interesting how the Chimus took advantage of the natural resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, specifically with water. Very important for what? For agriculture. In the Andes.
Okay. The mountains here.
Yeah, in the mountains. Every time that they have rains, they can cultivate.
Okay.
So in simple words, they have 1 harvest per year. Here, that we have all the time this weather and a lot of water, we can get 3 or 4 harvests per year.
Unbelievable.
So in the past, the Chimus used to have excedent of what? Of food.
Excess of food. This is the beginning of commerce here.
Trading activity.
Trading activity.
Exactly.
And with the same things they're growing? Potatoes and avocados and
squash, maize, for example.
corn?
Very important.
Yep.
You know about potatoes.
Yes.
We have almost 4,000
I know.
types of potatoes.
I tried 4 so far.
Okay. And it's very important how these ancient societies supported themselves thanks to the agriculture.
It's incredible.
And we're still doing the same thing.
Today,
Because
in Peru.
Trujillo today is the principal exporter of blueberries to all the world.
Wow.
Number 2 with avocados, number 5 with asparagus, etc., etc.
I'm here in Huanchaco, which is like the beachfront of Trujillo, and Carmen recommended one of the best restaurants, Big Ben. I'm here with the head chef, Alfredo. Alfredo, how you doing? Good to see you. Tell me about the dishes.
Today we are going to have different dishes from our gastronomy. Of course, ceviche is in there. What's the 3 more important ingredients in the ceviche are fish, of course, the lime juice, and the spicy peppers. Then we have another type of ceviche that is called tiradito. It's very similar, only the cut of the fish is in long leaves, okay, like sashimi.
Yeah.
And then we have some creams made of peppers. Escabeche gives the orange yellow,
Okay.
and the piquillo is the red color. Then we have causa, which means the reason, the name of that dish. It's very special, which is a mashed potato with escabeche also, and fill up with crab meat that we have here in Huanchaco, and rice with seafood.
So we've come come to the end of our Peruvian journey, and along the way in every single one of these chapters, I've been hypothesizing what makes Peruvian food the best in the world. I had some pretty good guesses. Maybe it was the ingredients. Maybe it was the people. Maybe it was the land. And what I've determined is that it's all of these things. Peru has the best food in the world because the people are fantastic. Daisy, Carmen, Alfredo, Doña Julia, they let me come into their lives with open arms. They shared all of their knowledge and recipes and stories of their life and family and history. This is fantastic. They handed me recipes, so yes, the recipes are what makes Peru fantastic as far as the culinary landscape of countries go. They've got stuff growing down by the Pacific Ocean and all the way up into the Andes, so the variety of vegetables, fruits, and animals that they can raise and harvest, it's unmatched. Peru has the best food in the world because Peru is Peru. It's the whole experience. It's not one thing, it's not one person, it's everything. So that's my conclusion. I'm sticking to it. I'm really happy with it. It's all about the experience. Peru is awesome because of Peru. And now I'm curious if Laucha came to the same conclusion. Let's find out.
Frankie, please tell me, man, you arrived to the same conclusion as I did.
There was a lot of factors to take into consideration,
Yeah.
but ultimately, it's the experience that makes Peru so special.
Creo que estamos en la misma página. Todos pensamos que Perú tiene la mejor gastronomía del mundo porque es Perú, por su experiencia, por su gente, por su clima, por sus recetas, por todo. So, I can't believe it. We're on the same page, man.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
100%. Did you eat great food?
Yeah.
Did you have amazing ingredients?
You meet a lot of great people,
I sure did.
so we're on the same page, man.
Did they give you the recipes? Yes. So it's not these individual things. It's todo.
Es todo.
The experience.
Es todo, es Perú. It's what should we do with this?
I mean, I'm keeping these memories.
Okay.
Put it on my desk.
I will do the same. Well, man, I think it's time to
Have a
say-
cerveza.
Yeah, say bye to Peru with a really traditional drink, beer and
Pisco sour.
¿Nos despedimos de Perú con pisco? Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Aguante Perú.